sort of getting used to watching Fred make big threes, but offensive rebounds, that kind of play saves the game, right?
Yeah, we got ourselves in a situation there where we needed him, to make some big plays, and obviously he made about 3 really huge ones in a row. Big shots, man, big shots, and again, great, just will to win, right?
Finishing the game with Chris and Cam. Chris was a little bit, he didn't stat out, but he played really, really well. Again,
Chris was great, man.
What was the reason to leave him?
Well, let me see what Chris did here, because I just want to check something here. I got him for 8 rebounds, right? I'll bet you he had another 6 or 7 or 8 that he tapped, that he got up above everybody and tapped to one of our guys, and if not, Jonas was probably going to grab him. He got up above him. Had a big baseline cut finish, and then that big tip in at the offensive end as well. I just thought he's playing really well, Doug, and was really vital to have out there at that time. So that's why we went with him.
What did you like about Precious tonight?
Played good, man. I thought that was best game for him in a while. Just he has been the last couple. Two at least. He's really looked energetic and playing hard out there. Made some, pretty good ball pressure on plays out there. Helped us in some stuff defensively. Again, I just thought playing hard and with energy. Wasn't easy to find energy out there tonight, as you guys well witnessed. So it was guys, guy we needed. I thought Chris and Precious, energy wise, were huge for us, and it was good. Those guys need to use that athleticism, combine that with energy. They can get some things done. Not necessarily scoring, they can get some other things done.
Ken got the start with Gary out. He told us a few weeks ago that the knee thing is something that he's going to be dealing with for a little while, having to manage it and play through it. How do you think he's been looking over the last week or so since he's been back?
Yeah, you know what? Kim's been like slightly above average, right? But that's pretty good, right? For me, I'm like, go out there and play a little better than average, and you probably have yourself a decent game. I think the comparison is some of those other games he does is just like everything. Like he'll go 4 for 4 from the field. He'll block 3 or 4 shots. He'll make a couple great assists out to the corner for threes, and not necessarily like this great game, but pretty solid. And I thought he battled pretty hard.
Have any kind of update on Gary?
Do not. It was pretty surprising to me. He went through the stuff pregame and looked as fresh as a daisy to me up there. He was really bouncy and totally got me by surprise. But he went out to do his workout and was having trouble pushing off. I think it's his left foot. I think so. And so they needed to take a look at it and decided to hold him out.
Was it anything off of that Milwaukee game? Sort of saying,
well, I think so, Eric. Not now that I went and I talked to Alex, and he said, yeah, he was mentioning a little bit of soreness after the Milwaukee game. He did get treatment on it yesterday. I didn't notice anything though. He went through everything full speed yesterday and everything full speed today, but prior to the game. So a little bit surprising. Let's hope it all checks out. I'm sure they'll do X-rays and MRIs and that kind of stuff, and we'll get updated on that.
I think that's the most free throws Pascal's made in a game this year, and the most 3-pointers he's made in a game this year. Are you just seeing him read offensive plays, offensive situations a little bit better?
Well, that to me, Doug, the free throw one is really encouraging. I think he's being more aggressive and taking it at people more than he did when he first came back. I think he was still feeling his way through it and wasn't quite sure, about some things. And so that one's super encouraging. I kind of always said that his 3-ball, if he ever makes, more than 2 or 3 a night, that's when he usually pushes up towards 30 points. And he made a couple big ones tonight. One really big one, that's for sure, off a kind of a loose ball scramble play and stepped into one. But Yeah, it's good to see. Obviously, I think his free throws have improved here lately too. He was having a couple games where he missed a couple here and there, so that's good to see. I think his shooting stroke just must feel a lot better to him right now.
You guys Jonas put up some really big numbers.
Yep.
You guys went right at him.
Yep.
Right at the end of the game. Is that sort of both sides of having a big man like that they can put up crazy numbers but be attacked?
Well, they did a pretty good job, I thought, for a while, right, of limiting Fred and not letting him get off the ball screen, and Fred got off. He got off a couple, missed a couple in a row there. Then he made one. Then they blitzed him, and Kem made a pretty good read out of it. I think we ended up getting 2 free throws out of it or something, but still, it was a good read out of that. And then we shook, and then the second to the last one Fred hit was good. It was good, that we did attack that same thing. Probably thought the blitz was coming again, but it wasn't. They took it off, and Freddie was able to kind of separate from it and make the shot.
Nick, at the other end there, you guys had to double Jonas. And
Yep.
They got the Graham's 3. They had a couple other good looks. Is that just, the price you got to pay if you do have a big who can put it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game plan deal, Michael, and it was really feast or famine, I thought, right? I think we started the game, didn't do it very well, and they shook free. Then we had like 3 in a row where we tipped the ball away, and it was like, okay, now we got it rolling a little bit, and then we missed it was really up and down, and it really came down to our execution of it, I thought. And when we didn't do it well, really when we don't blitz him well enough, it's got to be a kind of a hard 2-man deal, and when we don't do that well enough, then he's got a lot more room to fire it out, or he feels more comfortable, and then you're in a chasing game. And I don't know, I got to look at the tape, but I felt like we were making like really bad reads on some of our rotations tonight, like we were totally leaving the corner guy open when rotating up when we didn't need to, or we had chances to rotate up and at least contest the pass. It was just on a line from whatever to whatever too many times. Just we're gonna have to clean some of that up. That's what it looked like to me, that we made a few mistakes on some of the rotations as well, and they made us pay.
Is it kind of something you always have to game plan around if you don't have a guy who can cover a guy one-on-one close like that?
Either that, or if it's somebody that's just too good, like Embiid, you're just gonna have to have some kind of game plan, because he's gonna score on everybody, right? So you do have to, try to figure out when you can do it. And we didn't really change much tonight. There's so many different ways you can do it, right? You can go on the pass, you can go on 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, you can go from the baseline, you can go from the passer, you can go from the nail, you can go from a lot of things. And we didn't really do anything different. I think one time out we switched to a little bit different coverage on him. So that's, I don't know, that probably gets him in rhythm a little bit too. He kind of gets the feel of when we're coming and where they get their pieces right where they want to go. And I was just pretty happy, because I thought the second unit group did a great job against him, and they kind of were their second unit with him, and they were feeding it to him over and over again, and they did a good job. And I think that group opened up about a 10 or 12 point lead, which we did. How many would we open up? 4 10-point leads and give them all back. So, but yeah, well, it's exactly right. Better than the other way around, and game's over and got on the W column.
I have one question for you online, Nick. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Nick. I'm just wondering, when you have a player like Van Vliet that's, on a hot streak right now, putting up, pretty solid offensive numbers. How do you balance sort of, being able to step away a little bit and, are you ever worried that you're overcoaching him, or do you just kind of let him ride?
Well, you know what? I thought tonight he did a pretty good job. I mean, obviously he was feeling it. He hit a couple early, and you're like, geez, he's just picking up where he left off the other night. And then I thought he did a pretty good job of a lot of the other guys were pretty involved. I thought Scotty Barnes was fairly aggressive there for a stretch. OG was. Pascal obviously was. And then, he came back late to score a bunch when we really needed him. The biggest things is we just gotta keep working on all the different coverages he's seeing. Right, that's he's becoming a primary scorer, and so now we've got to figure out ways to make sure we can get him the ball, make sure we're all set to play when they blitz against him, which we're going to see more of, I'm sure. Things like that, and that's what we've been trying to do on our off days.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
The 17 attempts, I think, were a career high for Fred. Given how he's shooting the ball right now, is there an amount that you could look down and see where you'd be like, that's too many, or?
Nah, I don't know. It was maybe one or two. He took one at the end of the quarter, I think. There's one. There maybe one other one that was a heave at the shot clock. But all the rest I probably was okay with. And that's back to your question a little bit, Aaron, too. Our guy, they got to give the big guy some credit for freeing him. Right, they're up there and they're screening and they're in a coverage that usually gives you a little space to play in. So takes a few guys there to help Freddie get those shots.